There was a time where I genuinely thought that I wasn't cut out to be a coach. Also, yes, this is a picture of my dog and my sweatshirt. My girlfriend's mom got us these for Christmas. I got hired at the front desk at a local gym when I was 21 years old, and soon after starting at the front desk, I started doing an internship to learn how to be a coach. I was shadowing classes, personal training sessions, and I was slowly working towards being able to lead the group through a warm-up. But the anxiety and the imposter syndrome that I felt upon doing that was astronomical. I could not see myself in this role, let alone coach people that were sometimes twice, if not triple my age through a workout. It just seemed like something that I was not capable of doing. So due to all of the anxiety I was feeling, I decided to go to the head coach and tell him that I wasn't able to do this right now. I was worried that I wasn't good enough, knowledgeable enough, extroverted enough, or personable enough for people to be able to relate to and look to for advice when it came to exercise. And this tore me apart for a while. Coaching was something that I had always felt very drawn to and seemed like such a logical thing for me to do with how much I loved exercise and fitness in general. But upon having done it, or trying to do it rather, I just wasn't able to get my footing. I felt like I was being thrown into the deep end of the pool without ever being taught to swim, and it caused a ton of internal anxiety for me. At some point though, I recognized that all of the feelings I was having internally about whether or not I was good enough or personable enough, they didn't really matter. Before I got back into coaching, I started to recognize that I didn't have to be the loudest in the room. I didn't have to be the most extroverted coach. I didn't have to be the most jacked person that was standing in front of clients. Really, I just had to be myself. But at the time, I was so uncomfortable with myself and putting myself in a position where I was basically on display for clients or classes, and I just had to get over it. So I ended up going back to the head coach, telling him I wanted to do it again, and slowly but surely started taking on personal training clients and leading a lot of the group classes at that local gym. What I realized as I kept persevering with my coaching career is that you don't have to be the loudest person in the room. You don't have to be the most motivational coach. You certainly don't have to be the biggest representation of what it means to be fit or in shape. What you have to be is yourself, and you have to be willing to get better, keep showing up, and continue to put the reps in even when it feels uncomfortable. But now I look back and think of all the times that I was super anxious or felt like I wasn't possibly able to help a client, and I recognize how little I think about those things. I truly didn't think coaching was for me, but eventually, after doing it for long enough and working with enough different people and coaching enough different classes, I recognize that I don't have to be any of those things that I used to be worried about. And the point that I want to make here is that if you've ever felt like you're not cut out for something, no matter how much you think about it, no matter how much you do it and keep trying to get your reps in, maybe it's not that you don't belong. Maybe it's just that you haven't figured out how to own your version of whatever the thing is yet. So I encourage you to keep showing up for yourself, keep proving all of those internal voices wrong about whether you can or can't do this, and just keep trying to get better. Because on a day-to-day basis, we're not going to be able to make big leaps and bounds with whatever it is we're doing. We just have to keep getting incrementally better every single day.